Well, hello everyone. Welcome to a special event with me and RJ. How you doing, RJ?
Yes, good evening, everybody. Welcome. We are live across the UK and on YouTube this evening. We have an exciting event for you this evening. We have a special hour of program for you tonight. Sam, do you want to tell us what is happening this evening?
Well, we are inaugurating your new voice for 2026.
The next big thing, the annual competition where voiceovers compete to be part of us and they record on the day of Patch Tuesday. Over 38 auditions have been submitted in the latest round. One has been chosen and we will be inaugurating them this evening. Now, also joining us live in the studio here in Bristol is Dina. Dina's here, producer Dina. Hello!
Hello, hello.
How does it feel to be here in the West?
I'm just happy to be included.
So obviously it's your night as well because for many people you're also a voiceover artist when you're not producing my nonsense. Isn't that right, Dina?
That is true.
But not everybody doesn't know that. You're literally you keep us on our toes, don't you, Dina? Like when we do this, because I've done this show for nearly 3 years nationally, and how many years you been on here? 15 years, isn't it, Sam?
Yeah, 15 years on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, 15 years. So 15 years and combined with us, basically over 20 years of combined experiences together. So Dina, tonight is your night. How did it feel to be part of this exciting event?
It's not something I thought I'd ever be a part of, but it feels. I I already said it. I love to be included. There's something so unique and special about this community and everything this station is doing. So
Yeah.
I love it.
And of course the YouTube channel as well. Let's not forget his audience as well. Listen, Dina's going to be here. You're going to hear from her quite regularly. She literally... I mean, Dina, how many months has it taken you to put this show together?
I know these plans have been in production for 6 or 7 months at least.
Yeah, 6, 7 months. So it's been we've been preparing for a while. So tonight is the night. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a couple speeches. So I will speak. Sam is going to talk about his YouTube channel and his project as well with what's happening with NJ Arcade as well, because I know you've got big stuff. And we'll hear from Hannah. And then once that is done, we will do the honours. The contract signing and the inauguration will take place at 7:30 this evening. So
And we have a special fanfare to play.
Yes, we do, but I have honestly, he's. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Across the UK and YouTube, we did not have this file preloaded because for those who know me, I always like to preload my files. Not tonight. He didn't send it in time, so I couldn't prepare. So we're going to be professional this evening. So I'm going to start this evening because I am the host, and also Sam is also host, but I am the network feed this evening. So first of all, I just want to acknowledge that tonight is a special night. Thank you all for coming. If you are just tuning in, what I am going to do is I'm going to just press a quick... I'm just going to press a button here because I know some... where is it? I'm going to press this button. Let me just... bear with me here. There we go. Oh, that's better. That's much better. I've just pressed the button. So let me explain what's going to happen. Next hour, speeches. We're going to have the speeches and then we'll inaugurate. And you're going to hear from producer Dina, who's also going to be doing the American fanfare. So first of all, welcome to the show. It's me, RJ, and he's Sam. Say hi, Sam.
Hi, RJ.
Hi, Sam. Oh, we all know what that is.
Yeah.
We all know what that is. We're live across the UK and we're on YouTube this evening, streaming worldwide. Millions, not millions, but maybe thousands of listeners who are tuning in across the UK and YouTube. It is the inauguration. It is Patch Tuesday today, 26200, the build number. And we are going to bring you this event. So first of all, I'll just introduce myself to everybody who doesn't know me. My name's RJ. I've been doing this nonsense since 2018. Somewhere on Windows Vista. That was how I started all those years ago. And I started this nonsense. Me and Sam met on an electronic games community that we're not part of anymore, but we met there. And we basically make videos and we do streams and we play Abe. And that's basically what we're inaugurating. That's your new voiceover. We are going to hear them in our stream, in our Abe stream, our unboxings maybe. And just championing the new talent, the Arts and Culture Show, which is another show I do outside of here. Just getting new talent together and interviewing the best of the best. And we've had many talents over the years. We've had the Velvet Zip, we've had the Alert, we've had the Wii, and we had Faye this year. Those in our fictional world, if you watch our YouTube stream, you'll know who the Velvet Zip is, the Alert, and the Wii. So let's bring in Samtastic95. You're here. What would you like to say? Because you've been here. Do you want to tell everybody your journey? Because you've basically been the originator of this whole thing since 2010.
Yeah, so I started this YouTube channel and I started playing some Bop Hits, and at the time I was living with my parents and my grandparents, and but yeah, things have changed a few years ago. I've been starting to move to a supported living flat, which didn't work out for me, and now I live in a flat that's closer to home, and I do mainly videos here on electronic games like Bop It and the older Tiger electronic games from Chicago like the Brain Warp and the Brain Shift. And most recently I collected a Brain Bash that speaks Finnish. Brain Bash is another big brain game in the series, isn't it, RJ?
Gooks. Cox.
Yeah, he's a Finnish. He's all Finnish, isn't he?
Oh, you're reminding me of the security guard.
Uh-oh. Oh, him, yeah.
And our fictional world. 15 wonderful years, and obviously the majority of people aren't going to know me, but they're going to know you, so really the spotlight, I mean, I know Hannah will see it in her contract. There's more emphasis on you because you're more popular than me, so the voiceovers that we are doing is going to really be in favor of your YouTube channel, and we're just watching as it.
And we're hoping to get a special voice talent on my side soon, aren't I, RJ?
In our fictional world, one day.
Yeah.
In our fictional world. But yeah, tonight, how excited are you? This is the first time on your channel. This is my third time doing it now. I've done it since 2022, and you were here in 2022 because you remember Swazi. She was here 3 years ago, and we inaugurated her. I mean, can you believe it? This is our third year now doing this.
Yeah.
Together. Like. You know, 2023 was Fee, and then last year was Sophie. Look after it. Those will know. But who was out of now? Now, of course, we got Hannah next year, and nobody's gonna be offended. But who was your favorite voice out of?
Well, we had Hallie. We had Hallie for this year's alert test, didn't we?
Oh yes. Yeah, but you worked with her on that. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't work with her. But out of all the voices we've had. Apart from Hallie, who was your favourite?
I think Fee was she sounded more like a Howard, didn't she?
Yeah, those will know. But yeah, Fee was great. She, can't you believe every person who gets to come here end up somewhere else? So, Swazi and Fee, they ended up at
at the BBC.
Give up. Those will know. Master Reel 1980 16 track.
Peter Howell.
Stems and his reel-to-reel.
Yeah.
Those will know. So listen, that is our introduction. Let's pass it to the production team because quite simply put, the production team... now, Sam, it's your first time actually meeting her. So, but you've kind of heard of her already because I mentioned you to her. But we're going to now welcome our producer this evening who, basically, you know TGR, he's our boss, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows TGR is our boss. But when he's not our boss, this person is our boss. Producer Dina! Woohoo! She's here!
Hello.
How are you?
I'm so excited about this whole program.
You're live on YouTube, Dina. How does it feel? You're in front of an audience right now. You're streaming on the YouTube channel. How does it actually... Can't you believe it?
Hello, YouTube. This is surreal.
It's your night tonight. Well, really, it's Hannah's night, but
No, yeah,
it's
not me.
but it is your night as well because obviously many people, and I think a lot of radio shows and YouTube shows, they forget to credit their producers, and I think it's really, really sad. And Dina, despite the fact that many people don't know you, I mean, Sam, you don't really know this person, I assume.
No.
You've never met her, but Dina, you've actually played a key role in this process, and obviously not mentioning competitors, Bauer, we all know. But what is? Would you like to kind of explain your process on how you kind of put this event together without upsetting the competitors? Let's just say.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've just been a behind the scenes consultant, really. Like, RJ, you have a lot of things that you're juggling, you have a lot of people you're working with, coordinating with. You
Mm.
certainly know way more on the technical side of everything than I do.
Yeah, but in
It's
terms of
been,
in
yeah,
terms of
great
the
to be a
legal,
part of it.
I mean, you've dealt with the legal aspect of it, but you saw the ups and downs of the legal side of this contracts and competition terms and network terms, and
Yeah, true.
obviously dealing with the competitors like Bauer and Lynx FM Group and all the rest of them, and the other radio companies. You know, it's not easy putting this event together when you know you're in a competitive market. But in terms of you've seen the ups and downs of this process. What is your kind of you're here, you're about to see your product being now delivered to this radio station and YouTube channel. From beginning to end, did you imagine that this project that you were putting together was actually going to come out today?
I mean, you always hope things will go well.
That's what I like to hear. Now, obviously, throughout the process, without going into details, because I know that there are stuff that we've spoken off the air quite a lot. I mean, you are off air most of the time anyway, so people won't know you. But within the 7 months since the network competition in April, and when we did the auditions and hundreds of voiceovers came along, you actually entered that competition also, and that's how you ended up here because rules are rules. Let's just say now, obviously, we can't mention platforms because obviously it is networked, and we don't want to upset the competitors. You know, because we want to give listeners choice. You can audition here on YouTube via Sam Locke. He posts his castings up somewhere. We all know where, and you entered one of them. I mean, first of all, what attracted you to actually come to the team when you saw the posting across the UK and YouTube back in April? Why did you decide you wanted to be part of the network team?
Yeah, I loved the idea behind the mission, the community that you guys are directed towards serving and empowering, really, as I've only entered the voice acting community this year, in
Mm.
fact.
And
So it just felt accessible.
the fact is, you chosen us as your first audition. Why was that?
I I mean, I already used the word accessible, but it felt like a why not? You know,
Mm.
it's out there. I'll reach out. I'll see what it's like. The worst they can say is no.
Mm.
You know, so many people, myself included, on a lot of projects, you see something that like, oh, am I qualified for this? Well, I would need to learn a lot. And how do you learn except by putting yourself out there?
Mm. Obviously, I know a lot of people who are going to be texting me going, whoa, 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 this is not European Union, this is somebody outside. Well, I think
Right.
everybody knows the controversy, but I think it's all paid off now because, look, we've got announcements as well tonight, so we will get into that. But in terms of your 7 months here at the radio station and YouTube, I mean, well, your first time on YouTube, but you've been on the radio station since you've entered the network competition. What was your highlight and why?
I would say just really getting to see the broader picture of your journey and everything you've put into this. Like, this is such an undertaking,
Mm.
and to be able to, the phrase feels a little cliche, but like walk alongside you and see the decisions that you're faced with.
Mm.
Um, yeah.
Now let's talk about the decision with the Media Act, because I know that part of this process was haggling, and I will bring Hannah Clarkson into this very shortly because I know she was actually in the middle of it when you came along as producer, and this was really why we needed you here, because obviously, Dina, the Media Act meant lots of people were losing jobs at local radio stations, at Heart, Capital, and Smooth this year, and of course the Greatest Hits and the Hits Radio Network also lost jobs as well. And you remember very vividly the last day of local programs on the 6th of June. I mean, you kind of saw we actually nearly collapsed, partly because of that, and but you've managed to lift us up. But describe what was the situation like when you were faced with a very difficult decision, either scrap the network or keep it going, and kind of how did you manage to deal with the Media Act and with what's happening with our competitors, and how did you manage to stay resilient throughout the whole ordeal?
I mean, I just kept coming back to like the mission of the station, the mission of this channel, and how it started as this passion project, like really an underdog story.
Yeah.
And it just felt like it meant a lot to enough people
Yeah.
that it was worth pursuing.
So you had pressure from Bauer, you've had pressure from Global and all the other nation as well. How did you manage to, despite them, our competitor, how did you manage to stay up despite the teary meetings we've had together? How did you manage to keep your act together despite the what's been happening across the radio sector?
Really just taking it one day at a time, honestly.
Now, I don't want to cross my fingers and I don't want to give people ideas, but, you know, we've survived at least acquisition. We know the issue of acquisition. We've seen it happen. We've seen people lose their jobs. But do you think we're still going to be here in a year's time, or do you think we're going to be taken over by Bauer or Global or the Nation? Or do you think we are going? And if we were to get taken over, how are we going to prevent ourselves from being taken by the conglomerates? And how, I mean, we saw your strategy this year. I mean, do you think you'll be able to, as producer of the network, and kind of just dealing behind the scenes? Do you think you're going to stand up against the bigger companies like Bauer and Global?
Yeah, I mean, for better or worse, anything can happen, but remaining independent, I think, will allow for the most freedom, the most, like, creative licensing, both in a legal and non-literal sense.
Yeah. In the unlikelihood that Bauer or Global or anybody in the big groups contact you, and I hope they never do, but if they did, how would you approach it? And I'm not giving ideas, but, as a producer, how would you feel if, in the unlikelihood that the big conglomerates decide to take you and we become Capital or Heart or we become Hits Radio? I hope it never happens, but if it ever happens, what would your feeling be about this project, and how would you feel if it was to be bought out and taken over by the big Global Bauer Greatest Hits? What would your kind of stance be if they do decide, hey, I'm going to take this brand?
Yeah, I mean, I would just want it to remain as true to the original intention as possible. Like, still able to serve the same communities.
And at this point, I am going to bring in our inaugurator as well, because, as they say, third time lucky, you've actually been at the forefront of this whole... Hannah, if you're still there, I don't know if you're there. First of all, welcome to the show, Hannah Clarkson. She's here. Obviously, we are mentioning this subject because this is really why this project even exists, but you are actually at the forefront of the things that have happened across the industry. Do you want to just explain to us what was it like being at the kind of forefront of the cuts, because it has devastated a lot of people right across the industry?
Well, of course, it changed the way that radio is and the way that radio was and now how it is. It is extremely different to how it was. And being there at the time, yeah, of course, it rocked our world. It really did. It completely changed everything. And I mean, at the time, you're obviously upset, but you have to understand why it happens. You know, you're
Yeah.
doing it for the right reasons in the long run. They're doing it for reasons to sort of, what's the word? Streamline. They're doing it to
Yeah.
streamline everything. And I understand why they do it. You know, what can you do? What can we do?
Well, it's up
Not
to
much.
us. It's up to us to, you
Well,
know.
exactly. That's why we do these projects like this, because we need to keep moving forward. We need to keep doing
Mm,
what we can do and what we want to do, which is
yeah.
why we just keep being positive and keep working on what makes us happy and how we can make a difference.
I dread the day it happens, but you know, third time's a charm. You've got the boot from Power, you've got the boot from Hearts, and I hope never and never will, and I hope it never happens. Not third time is the charm, but we want to stay as is. I know Sam will continue to stay as is, but I hope it never happens. And my hand is on my heart, and I say this tonight. In the unlikelihood that some, and hopefully never global. I mean, I've got nothing against globals. They're the biggest company in the country. And no offense to Bauer Nation as well. But imagine, you know, if in the likelihood that one of the bigger companies decides, oh, we like this project and we want to take it and rebrand it as, I don't know, Capital. I mean, that would be devastating again. And I mean, what does this project mean to you, and how would you feel if, in the unlikelihood that your former employer decides to come and take your not position, but take this brand and rebrand it as,
Well,
say, Capital?
do you know what I would say? I'd say good luck to everybody involved because it's a great project. It's something that is a real passion project. It's something that means a lot to so many people. And if they can do it and continue with the passion that you guys have for it, then good luck, really. Do you know what I mean? Like it's you've got to be positive about these things, you know?
Yeah, and obviously, you know, I know Global's commercial radio, they got money and they will buy up stuff. And I know Bauer as well. And Nation, I know they will buy up stuff. So, but it's just in the unlikelihood that they do decide to take over. I hope they don't, but
Yeah, I don't think it will happen anytime soon, but hey, we don't know, do we? We just don't know what's going to happen in the future. But as long as we all just do what we do and do it with heart and do it without heart.
I see what you did. I see what you did.
I didn't mean that. But as long as we do it with integrity and passion, which is, I think, something that you do, right?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, for you, Sam, and especially with NJ Arcade. I mean, do you want to tell us about your NJ Arcade just briefly? Because I know that is something that will be mentioned quite a lot.
Yeah, so NJ Arcade is a studio that we're working on different fan projects. And right now we're working on a Slingo style game. And eventually we'll work on things like NJ Rockout, which will be a digital simulation of New Jam guitar.
Yeah. And so, obviously, I don't really have involvement with NJ Arcade, but I know I'll be kind of just watching it and overseeing it. But how's it going with NJ Arcade? Because I know you've got you're preparing a legal team for it, and you're planning to kind of launch NJ Arcade. Do you know when we're going to see NJ Arcade officially launch?
Well, we're trying to get funding to fund the Slingo project right now. We got a developer in Turkey who wants to take our project on board. So, yeah, if we can sort that out, then
Yeah.
yeah.
On funding, well, especially when we're. But hey, we share budgets now, so
Yeah.
we share voiceover scripts together. You know, we do each other favors, and obviously, I did you a favor today, despite it being going kaput. But I'm just it's a very exciting time ahead, and obviously for Dina as well. You've heard everything from the network, from Hannah as well. I mean, we're about to do the inauguration. We are moments away from doing that, but kind of just your final thoughts. And obviously, I am going to keep mentioning the Media Act and the devastation because we want to stay independent. We are going to stay independent, always will be, and try to be. And if we get bought out by the big corporates, hopefully never. But from your perspective, Dina, you've seen this brand fail and survive and fail and survive. What is your take, and what do you think the future for this radio station and YouTube channel, as well as the Twitch stream and the Discord server? What do you think the future holds, and do you think we will survive acquisition?
I feel like you yourself have proven that this station, server, network, channel, all of that is so resilient. You're
Yeah.
so determined, and I think that that really means something.
Yeah. And I think for you as a voiceover, and actually, I've also just sent you the link on. I sent you the link so you can share this with your friends and family. And I encourage everybody, if you haven't already, please share this with your friends and family tonight, because this is a massive. If you're just tuning to us, we're live across the UK and YouTube tonight. Special program from Bristol, and we are inaugurating your new voiceover artist. But I think for you as a voiceover yourself, Dina, many people won't really know about your voiceover work and probably will never unless they search you up. You want to tell us your kind of story? And I know you're producer, so we shouldn't really be talking about VO, but as we are inaugurating a VO, I think it's a good segue. But your journey as a VO artist, what was it like? Because you actually started your journey here. Weirdly enough, a lot of voiceovers don't start their journey here, they start somewhere else. But the fact that you've chosen to do your voiceover journey with the next big thing, well, how does it actually feel that we've now seen you grow as a voiceover artist? How does it actually feel that we've seen you grow, you've got new clients, you're still auditioning, but kind of just describe your journey with the next big thing, and how does it feel that we, as your network, have helped you grow as well as you helping us grow? What was it like?
Yeah, really, I can describe it as diving into the deep end of a pool, just with how much there is to learn.
Mm.
And I definitely feel like there's a lot I have not been doing right. And you're right, we shouldn't spend too much time on this, but as far as like why here, the posting, all the information I read about what this opportunity might entail, it just felt so welcoming and down to earth, like you would be, and you have proven to be so easy to work with.
Okay. So I think for you as well, your moment is about to come as well, and I'll introduce Hannah as well, and we'll have our final words before we actually sign the contract, and and do the inauguration. But for you, Dina, you've built this moment up since you entered the network competition, which, by the way, commiserations to everyone who's lost this year, and notably, I want to give a mention to Natasha and to Victoria and to Megan, who are resilient and audition every single year, and no doubt I know I will see their name again next year. But your advice to people who have entered the network competition to be here, what's your advice to voiceovers who want to be here and want to participate either via radio, SMS or email, or select websites? What would your advice be for those who are considering, hey, should I enter the network competition to be here? What would you say to those people?
Oh, definitely that the worst they can say is no. They being the person you're auditioning for, the client, the organization, whatever. Like the worst they can say is no if you put yourself out there. And so often you just simply don't hear anything at all. That was another thing that actually really made you guys stand out, was that RJ, you personally reached out to me saying, thanks for your audition. Would you like to have this follow up even though you didn't, like, you weren't chosen? So that meant a ton, just to be seen and given the time of day, really.
Yeah, and some people don't deserve the time of day. Those will know our previous. you know what that
Yeah.
they don't deserve the time of day. Those will know. But what's your advice, Dina? Because obviously I know this year's competition has been in controversy, mostly because people aren't reading the small print. But what is your advice to those who just audition or enter without reading? Because people just do it without actually reading. What is your advice to those people? Because at the end of the day, we do check, and obviously you've now been part of the legal side of things, and you now know the legal reasons why we have those in place. But what would your... This does not constitute legal advice, by the way, but I'm just going to ask anyway. I have to say that for legal reasons. But for those who are considering entering the network competition, it will be back in May. So we will be posting again in April, May. We'll do the process again, like what we did with Hannah and stuff. But what would your advice be if they see the competition, either they hear it on the radio or they see it on the email promotions, all the websites, all the text, people can enter on text as well. what would your advice be to those people, those wishful entrants who want to come here and who are considering entering?
It would definitely be, remember that entering a competition like this is different than auditioning for a job posting. There are different expectations. Like you said, there is often fine print. There are just more considerations, and it's not the same as shooting off a sample script and waiting to hear back. Like there are different procedures and expectations, but that doesn't mean people shouldn't. Like the rules are spelled out.
Yep.
And they're straightforward.
And and we always say it. It is network. It's everywhere. And I know some places don't like it, and but it gives us radar. And I know radar results will, and I know we're going to be running over time here, so I'm going to wrap up this section, and we'll do the important thing in terms of radar results and things like that. And I think it's important that people do read the terms and conditions before they audition. Now, some people have entered through fast track, and that's the case of Hannah. She actually entered through fast track because obviously when we did the process, obviously she couldn't be here because of the the embargo thing. What's it called, when you leave a radio station and you're not allowed to go elsewhere until your kind of gardening leave is up. So she entered through fast track because we knew the situation was going to be. But in terms of you, Dina, you're about to perform for the very first time live across the UK and YouTube. This is your moment. How do you feel that you're about to perform in front of the network today?
I'm just honored to be a part of the process.
Okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Are you ready, Sam?
Yes, I'm ready.
Are you ready, Dina?
I'm ready.
Okay, and if this button works, are you ready, Hannah?
I'm ready.
Okay, before we start, let's make sure everybody's got their documents ready. Now, Hannah, obviously, there will be a part of this where you'll have to repeat after Dina, and there's also the contract. So do load the contract on your screen now. Do not complete it yet, but do load the contract now on your screen. Sam, make sure you hide it. Don't show the contract because that... I mean, we can't be showing it. We can't show the contract.
No.
No, you can't show the... No, but Hannah, do load your contract. I've sent you the link to it yesterday. Do not complete it yet, because we've got a process for that. Okay. So, do you have the documents ready, Hannah?
Yes.
Okay,
Ready.
we will cross to you very shortly. Right now, we are live across the UK and on YouTube. I think it's time because... It's the inauguration of Hannah Clarkson. We are live across the UK, and I am with the company of Samtastic. Say hello!
Hello!
Can't you believe it? We're about to inaugurate your brand new voiceover for 2026.
Yeah,
How do
whoop,
you feel,
whoop! Exciting!
Right, Dina, it's time. Do you have your, what's it called? Do you have your script with you? Because we are about to conduct the actual event. Are you ready?
I am ready to go.
Okay, now I'm just gonna do some final touches here, and we're going to do this together. We will do this together, and we will get underway very shortly. Let me just remind you of what we are doing. If you're just joining us, we're about to inaugurate Hannah Clarkson, your brand new voiceover artist for 2026. And it is Patch Tuesday today. So I think we're ready. Are you ready, Sam?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Shall we do it?
Yeah.
Broadcasting across the UK and on YouTube, I would like to first of all welcome to the network Hannah Clarkson. Hannah, you're here. Are you ready?
I am ready. Hello.
Hello. Okay, Sam, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Dina, are you ready?
All set.
Dina, it's yours.
All right. Without further ado, Hannah, please raise your right hand. Do you agree to be loyal to this project for the duration of this term?
I do.
Do you agree that you will record on the second Tuesday of each month?
I do.
And do you agree that you will deliver the recordings on time?
I do.
Then please repeat after me. I, your full name,
I, Hannah Clarkson,
swear by Almighty God
swear by Almighty God
that as the new voiceover of this project,
that as the new voiceover of this project,
I understand and agree that I will record
I understand and agree that I will record
on the second Tuesday of each month,
on the second Tuesday of each month,
and my recordings will be to the highest possible quality.
and my recordings will be to the highest possible quality.
I agree that I will attend all live directed sessions.
I agree that I will attend all live directed sessions.
I agree that I will be paid when the script is sent.
I agree that I will be paid when the script is sent.
I understand and agree that I have the right
I understand and agree that I have the right
to withdraw from this project at any time,
to withdraw from this project at any time.
and I agree that I will notify the organizer
And I agree that I will notify the organizer
1 month in advance if I want to leave, so help me God.
1 month in advance that I want to leave, so help me God.
And on that note, do not congratulate her just yet, because you've now got the contract. Hannah Clarkson, please sign your contract by ticking the box and completing the date. I will give you a couple seconds. When you are done, let us know.
I agree. What date is it? It's 09/12/2025. Submit. I've accepted. Congratulations.
You've done it! You've done it! Hannah Clarkson! She's done it! There we go! There we go! Hannah Clarkson, congratulations! You are the voiceover artist for 2026!
Thank you.
How does it feel? You are the brand new voiceover for this radio station and YouTube channel. What do you want to say to your friends and family?
Oh, I want to say thank you so much for welcoming me in and accepting me and for giving me this opportunity. I'm so excited.
It's a pleasure. Nadina as well, thank you so much for everything. Look,
Always a delight.
what would you like to say to everyone? You've put this show together. It took you 7 months, but it's I can't believe we're nearly towards the end. What would you like to say to everybody, your friends and your family?
More so, I'm excited for Hannah. This is a delightful opportunity, and I think you're really going to shine here.
And what would your
Thank you.
What would your advice be to Hannah as she pursues her next job here at your #1 arts and culture station? What would your advice be to Hannah?
I guess just stay reachable and stay personable. You're already doing so great.
Listen, Hannah, from all of us here, thank you for auditioning. Thank you for entering. Thank you for participating throughout the testing process. Is there anything you want to say? Kind of just final words. I know it's been a very difficult year for some of you. I mean, for you, you started your year with devastating news. You're ending your year. I can't believe I'm saying it. It was only 11 months ago when the devastating news came out. 11 months later, we are celebrating. What would you like to say to everybody as we summarize and as we finish? Describe your year, Hannah.
As to summarise, what a fantastic way to end the year working with you guys, being part of this team. It's a real honour and I can't wait for 2026.
And we will begin recording on the day of Patch Tuesday, the 13th of January 2026. And just to remind everybody, if you want to listen to the next inauguration, that will take place on the day of October 13, when end of support for Windows 11 24H2 takes place, which just so happens to also be your life cycle policy also. So from all of us here at your #1 arts and culture station and the home of the electronic game stream with RJ and Sam, a producer Dina has been producing for the last however many months, Dina?
We'll say 7.
7 months. From all of us here, thank you very much. Oh, Sam Locke, I know I've forgotten about you already, but is there anything you want to say to Hannah, because we're about to say goodbye?
Congratulations, Hannah.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
And that leaves me to say thank you for listening. By the way, if you're on Sam Locke's YouTube channel, what are we doing? Are we still going to play games, or what's your plan? Are we going to play Abe now?
I'll probably play some Abe in a
We're
bit.
going to play some Abe. Okay, so if you're listening on the radio, thank you for listening. We're going to go. If you're listening via Sam Locke, we continue on all the way through till 9 o'clock. But if you're listening on your radio, thank you very much. It's from all of us. Give it a round of applause right across the UK, everybody.